Wichita Falls City Scene brings you the latest on city business, events, news, and entertainment. There's a lot going on in Wichita Falls, and City Scene is here to keep you informed.
Hello, and thank you for joining us on City Scene. I'm Barry Levy with the City of Wichita Falls Public Information Office. Today we're going to be talking about one aspect of Wichita Falls in North Texas that many people aren't quite familiar with, and that is filmmaking in North Texas and in Wichita Falls. And just to let you know what type of economic impact that the film industry does have in Wichita Falls and Texas, the film industry in Texas generates jobs, it exposes our state to new business and industry, and it definitely helps our tourism. The economic impact, according to the governor's office for 2009, and this includes feature films, independent films, TV series, and other television productions, was over $80 million. But that's not the total economic impact. The total economic impact for all media in the state of Texas for 2009 is estimated at over $500 million, and that is a big drop in the bucket for the state of Texas. Joining me today, we have Jesse Johnson, who is a producer, director. You do just about everything you can do in the film industry. You've produced your own films. And we also have James Henry, who is a television producer, works in the film industry. And you may be surprised to know that they are basically headquartered in Wichita Falls. And thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
It's impressive that these two men and their supporting cast of crew and actors are operating out of Wichita Falls. Their effort is to promote the film industry, produce films in Wichita Falls and the surrounding area of North Texas. So you guys operate at about, how many mile radius would you think? 100, 200 mile radius?
Just in the North Texas area,
North
or are you
Texas.
talking about our national productions in general?
We'll focus on Texas.
Oh, because our national productions brings revenue back into Texas, because all our teams come out of Texas. So we actually, go from border to border, East Coast to West Coast.
Very good.
By technicality, but we operate in full North Texas area, all the way from Amarillo over to Hereford and Cleburne and such.
Fantastic.
So,
far-reaching.
Yes, sir.
You would say. Jesse, tell us a little bit about your background in the film industry.
Well, I started out doing a little bit of work at Warner Brothers. Saw some action on that lot. Worked as a camera operator on Ocean's 13. Had worked on other films as well. But I ended up coming back to Wichita Falls. Great place to raise a family. I was near my family, and thought I'd start getting my own production company and a visual effects company off the ground. And ever since then, I've been producing my own content.
Why are you excited about the possibility for film production and television production in the state of Texas?
Well, there's just so many more financial incentives in Texas than there are in California or most other states for that matter. It's just much more film friendly. And out in Los Angeles and Hollywood, where most of the studios are based, it's just it's become very burdensome, especially for independent filmmakers, because of all the restrictions they have, all the permits, and it's not a very friendly environment for independent filmmakers. You really have to have a lot of financial backing to get things done. And Texas has just such a diverse, a scenery. There's so many locations you can film, and you got everything from a desert to big cityscapes to small urban towns to lakes. You got the ocean. There's just so many places in Texas where you can film to simulate so many different parts of the world. And the crews here are just outstanding. They are some of the best at what they do, and a lot of Hollywood films, a lot of major studio films have shot here in Texas, particularly down in Austin studios, and they've been so impressed they keep coming back for more. And Texas is just overall is just a great place to make movies, and the quality of the crew, like I said, is out of this world.
Fantastic. And economically that's phenomenal. And as I mentioned, tourism, people will come to the state to see the scenes and the sets and the productions going on, and after the productions are gone, they'll say, oh, I saw that movie, and this is where it was filmed. James, tell us a little bit about your background in the television and film industry.
I started out independently, actually on my own, about 10 years ago. We started a small web series called Falls Town. It was a flop, but
hey, you're out there trying.
We persevered.
Yeah,
we went through.
Yeah.
And I have a few years under my belt of news production and such like that, and I left the news world and went into my own Falls Media Productions, at which we started hooking up with the PRCA, In-Country Television, RFD TV, the Racing Network, Dooms Productions, that we started producing nationally for, mainly like rodeos, reality kind of shows and such like that. I don't go much for the narrative side under Falls Media Productions. I actually have a separate company for narratives. So we generally just focus on the rodeos, trail rides, adventure sports, escape resorts, things like that.
What would you like people to know about your efforts with promoting Wichita Falls in North Texas for film production?
Well, personally, I've brought at least 6 productions into the North Texas area from in-country television alone. So, and we're working on several more productions for that, as well as a dedicated series that is going to be produced here locally in Wichita Falls. And we are, well, I'm producing it locally here in Wichita Falls. The point of it, the debate about which way we're going right now, there's either a methamphetamine show about the county sheriffs, the rural sheriffs that are having
Kind of like
like cops.
Yeah.
Like cops, but cops on horseback is the way I market it a lot to people.
Wow.
So it's either that one or the Escape Texas project that we're currently working on.
Got your hands in a little bit of everything. That's
good.
Right. What's been the response from people when you tell them that, yes, I make films, I'm a producer, I'm a director, I'm a writer in Wichita Falls? What reaction have you got?
Well, surprisingly, well, in some ways surprising, other ways not, a lot of people, they just don't believe you at first. Or they think, well, he's one of those guys that says he's a filmmaker but just uploads stuff on YouTube. And a couple of times we've had people think that we were making entertainment of the adult nature. You know, I don't know why they associated with that. But people just generally they don't see it happening here. And, you know, that's one of the, I guess, the challenges we're facing. We're trying to, you know, let people know what's going on and that more films are coming here. And that, you know, we're making legitimate films, we're making commercially viable and marketable material that's going to bring, you know, revenue to the city and also bring more productions here. But yeah, people tend to not really believe you at first, or, like I said, think you're just uploading stuff on YouTube. You're just one of those guys. So
There's still that thought that all movies are produced in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And that is so far from the truth.
Yeah, most films aren't even made in Hollywood anymore. I mean, the studios are based there, the production companies are based there, but they're shot abroad. They're shot in so many different places. And like I said, a lot of studio films have been shot in Austin. A lot of studio films have been shot in Dallas. TV shows have been shot in and around Dallas.
Walker, Texas Ranger?
Yeah, Prison
Friday
Break.
Night Lights?
Right. But yeah, I mean, a lot of films come to Texas. You know, like I said, they love the crews, they love the environment, they love the incentives. And, you know, we're just hoping to bring a lot more of that here to Wichita Falls, because this city itself is very diverse. So.
Very good. You were talking about Austin being Little Hollywood.
It's basically become labeled as Little Hollywood. A major portion of America entertainment comes out of both video games and movies and television are all coming out of Austin, or even the Dallas area. id Software is the largest independent video game producer in the nation, and it's based right in the heart of Dallas, Texas.
Oh my goodness. You have a very exciting project that is now on the website.
Yes, it's a film we produced that I wrote, directed, and produced. It's on inmoo.com.
Say that again.
Inmoo.com.
And it's spelled?
INMOO.com.
And tell us about the production, the name, the stars.
Well, the film is titled Double Negative, and it actually stars Frederick Doss. He actually had speaking roles in Transformers and G.I. Joe. He's marketing himself as an actor. He's getting bigger and bigger. He's getting more roles, which is great for us. But the film it was all shot here in Wichita Falls. A couple of scenes took place in Burke Burnett, but for the most part, the production was here in Wichita. And when we shot it, you know, did everything we could to make it look like a studio film, like something you'd go to the Cinemark to see.
You were saying the entire process from beginning to end, from inception to the finished product, was about a 2-year. Took 2 years. Describe to everybody what it does take to put a production, and it's 30 minutes?
Yeah, it's a 30-minute short film. Yeah, people, they really don't realize just how much work goes into making a film. I mean, you have so many people that work on films. There's a reason why on these studio films, when you watch them in theaters, the credits roll for 10 minutes. You know, a lot of studio films have over 1,000 people working on them. But yeah, we had a small crew. We didn't have much to work with, but we still made something that looks like it came out of Hollywood. And that was the goal all along. And we had so much support from so many people. And again, everybody was, you know, from Texas, or I mean, there was only a couple of people involved in the production that came from out of state. 99% of the crew was from here. And you know, the film just looks fantastic.
Well, speaking of the film, let's take a quick look at a little snippet of this film, which I've seen. It's excellent. Let's take a look.
David, how are we doing today?
Could be better.
So, what am I seeing here for today?
I think the medication you prescribed is giving me hallucinations. I feel like I'm being watched.
She said she wanted to help me. They always think they're helping.
I hear a voice in my head. I've heard it ever since I met you. I know what you guys are doing. I know what it's all about. And now I have proof.
You don't know what you're dealing with.
You don't know who you're dealing with. Not anymore.
You may have made contact with another asset.
Take care of it.
That won't be easy.
Look, man, I just came here for sleeping pills, all right? Do you see their faces when you sleep? You think you're the only one? There's hundreds of us out there. I have a life. You take lives. Look at her face. Look at all their faces and wake up. What the hell am I supposed to do? Do what you've been trained to do.
That was a look at Double Negative, which was filmed in, almost entirely in Wichita Falls. Burke Burnett, you mentioned?
Yes.
Very, very nice. Very, very nice.
Thank you.
Tell us about the process.
Yeah, I mean, well, you know, from script to screen, it was so much work. You know, you have to do all the location scouting, you have to do the concept art, storyboards, you have to rehearse with your actors, you have to, you know, get all the props, everything you need. We didn't have money to build sets. We just had to use locations in existing places. But nonetheless, we still had to dress up the locations a lot. We did have one fairly elaborate set that we constructed, and I mean, just right in the garage of my buddy's house. And you know, you drive by the house, nobody knew what was going on, but you know, we had a film shooting in there. But you know, after the shooting itself was so intense. A lot of people on films, they say that they worked at breakneck speed. Well, we literally did. Well, not literally. We broke our necks, but we were working at virtually breakneck speed, and it took 3 days to shoot the film, which the only reason we did 3 days was because we didn't have that much money, so we had to rush things along. But in 3 days, we got 248 shots over the course of 6 locations, everything from alleyways to coffee shops to rooftops. I mean, everybody was just physically exhausted at the end of it. We almost, when we finished the last shot, we didn't even pack up the gear. We just fell asleep where we stood. But you know, after that, you go into the edit, and it was just grueling. There's so much footage, and not only that, but after you get everything done in the editing pipeline, you have to get the visual effects in there, and that was a very involving process. We had you know, fake blood, fake, you know, gunshots and stuff. You know, we even had a digitally created helicopter in one of the shots. I mean, two of the shots. Shut up. But anyway, but
they can tell you guys work well together.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it was a lot of hard work, and we actually had with the visual effects. That was where it actually became international somewhat. We had people in Germany, visual effects artists, working on our film. People up in Canada. We had multiple. One of the visual effects artists was actually from Russia. So this was, as far as the post-production pipeline, that really did kind of go international.
Well, and the impressive thing is, all through this process, the 2 words you mentioned, Wichita Falls.
Yeah.
It's promoting the city.
Everything here.
Yeah.
So, and anybody from here, especially when they see the shots and stuff that we filmed downtown, they're going to know exactly where it was.
Excellent. Yeah. What was your reaction to the film? You were there during the process, before, during, and after a little bit. What was your reaction?
I was greatly impressed, especially considering that it was Mr. Johnson's first film. It's his first release, and I was just jaw-dropped. And you know, we were speaking about the environments and such. I think that's his film. I've started using it as a model to show other people, because like his downtown scenes, it doesn't look like downtown Wichita Falls. You look like you're in the middle of a metropolis. I mean, and that's what people don't realize is that shooting a film, you don't see the world all the way around you like you do in everyday life. You see a small square. Well, that small square, all it takes is a little bit of framing, a little bit of camera work, and you've got a big city that built out of Wichita Falls.
Jesse, local reaction has been favorable from the folks that I've spoken with. What have you received locally from the film?
We've received a lot of praise. People were very surprised. I think it's that whole mentality of, that people have around here, well, movies aren't made here. But especially by someone who was born and raised here. And people, they had seen our setups. You had some people around town see us shooting. We did generate a little bit of buzz when we were shooting, especially when we ended up shutting down the Hardback Cafe at Hastings, and we got a lot of people watching at that point. But people were, when they finally saw, not even the finished product, just the trailer, when we cut the trailer together for it, the reaction was just, they kind of just didn't know what to say. They would look at me and say, wow, this was here? You made this here? Yeah, that's what I've been telling you all along. So, but yeah, I mean, we've had some pretty positive response. We're hoping to get even more positive response getting it out there. That it's on an online distribution site. We've managed to secure worldwide distribution for it. So hopefully we'll get more local buzz. But the important thing for me is that people here see it, and that people start to realize, we could bring more films here. We can get it done. And hopefully get the word out there and put a positive spin on Wichita Falls as a filmmaking community. Oh,
that's phenomenal. I also want to let folks know that there are only, to this point, 29 certified film-friendly cities in the state of Texas, and Wichita Falls is one of those cities. So that's very impressive right there, which was that was spearheaded by our Convention Visitors Bureau. And James, I know that you've been working with local entities promoting television and film production in the city. What's the reaction been with your efforts?
It's been phenomenal, really. No other way to really put it.
Very good. I know the Convention Visitors Bureau and Downtown Proud and many other local organizations are hoping for the best for you too as far as success. Any new project on the horizon?
We've got a couple of projects in the works, but nothing we can really talk about now. We got things in development, but things are happening. We're going to be producing and releasing more films. We've gotten a lot of positive buzz from, I can't give names, but we've actually gotten some very important people actually out in some of the studios in Hollywood looking at the film and seeing, well, hey, this guy can actually make movies and he can do it cheaply too. That's what's appealing to them the most. But yeah, we're getting more things going, and I'm hoping to always, at least, no matter what film I do, no matter how big the budget is, once I get my career off the ground, and I will, that we bring Wichita Falls into it in some way, shape, or form.
You're talking about how Wichita Falls is film friendly. Mm-hmm. My personal experiences when we were shooting here is we would call the city and get the stuff set up, and they were basically like, go shoot, call the police, let them know. Never cost us anything. We rode out, we got our shots done. They were always secure. And whenever we needed assistance from the city was quick to jump on top of it and send a police officer out to help or whatever. So yes, it's a very, very film-friendly city. We've never been charged by the city, but have had 110% support from them.
Excellent news. So we are film-friendly.
Absolutely.
Oh yes, go ahead.
I was going to say, one of the things that helped a lot in making the film, and also making it come off as very legitimate to the studios in Hollywood, was the fact that we were able to get our hands on an actual movie camera. In fact, we got our hands on a camera system. It's called the Red One. It's the best motion picture or digital motion picture camera in the world right now. They're actually using this camera system, the same one we use in our film, to shoot the new Pirates of the Caribbean 4. And I mean, the camera is amazing, and we had a lot of help, a lot of cooperation from Justin Kirchhoff, a buddy of mine who runs Digital Shakedown out of Austin, again, in Texas. And he has a full-service production house, and we sent the script his way, and he thought, wow, I can't do it for free, but he goes, let me give you guys the friend's price. And he loved the script, loved the film, came on board with it, and brought his gear, and that really helped out a lot. So it really made the film look a lot more professional in the end, because believe it or not, Hollywood studios, they tend to not, if it looks like video, they don't want to see it. If it looks like film, it makes you look a lot better to them. It makes you look a lot more professional. That's how they see it, and that's really helped us out a lot. And not just in terms of getting it marketed, but also getting someone to distribute it. So that was probably one of the bigger assets we had in filming the movie.
Wonderful, guys! Can't thank you enough for your efforts to put Wichita Falls and North Texas on the map. I wish you much luck with your next production.
Thank you. Thank you.
Be on the lookout for Double Negative. It is available again on
inmoo.com, and we're hoping soon to, once we can get some licensing fees out of the way, get it in stores in Hastings and Walmart and get it distributed that way.
Wow. Spell that again.
Inmoo.com, INMOO.com.
If someone is interested in bankrolling you a film, how can they get in touch with you?
God, please get in touch with me. So, but yeah, I mean, if anybody locally is interested in investing in local productions, since we now have the connections, like I said, there's been such a positive reaction to Double Negative that we now have some clout to the other stuff we produce, get it distributed now. And we are making a return. We are making money off of Double Negative. It's a film that I've not only been able to secure distribution on, but I'm also making money off of it, which is something that most independent filmmakers never see. But yeah, if somebody interested would be willing to invest in the film, which I think would be better than outside investors, seeing how, it'd be better for us to convince them to shoot here.
Sure.
They can get a hold of me through Mr. Henry's website, fallsmediaproductions.com.
And again, if they want to get in touch with you about a production or an idea,
fallsmediaproductions.com is an easily accessible way to get hold of us. We're on Facebook. We do all the social media.
One more time, I wish you all the luck in the world. I think it's fantastic that you're exposing Wichita Falls to the world in a positive way. You're going to be bringing business to Wichita Falls and North Texas, and wish you the best of luck. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for joining us on City Scene. Be on the lookout for Double Negative.